the virtual world suddenly caught fire. Armies from all corners of the earth were shaken by one news that was both surprising and encouraging. BTS's Jin is rumored to be releasing his second solo album in May 2025. Not just an ordinary rumor, this news spread like a fire that grabbed dry thatch. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, to Korean and international online communities seem to be filled with one keyword: Echo is coming, no warning.
Noticer.
Just a small leak is enough to make the world seem to stop spinning. Silent explosion. The genie returns in an unexpected way after a long period of military service. Jin, who had been in the shadows of silence, finally returned to greet with surprising news. His second album, which is said to be titled Echo, is said to have gone through a long and deep process. Even most of it was done secretly, without much public knowledge. But this is no ordinary comeback. This is a form of Jin's resistance to time, distance, and longing. It's not just about the music. It's about the courage to echo back the inner voice that was once silent. And oh wonder, this news immediately became the world's spotlight. The army moves in unison, formulating theories, digging for clues, and making unofficial countdowns. It was as if they were united in one incendiary rite of celebration. The return of the genie is not just a comeback, it is an emotional explosion that has been suppressed for so long. Why Echo? The mystery behind the evocative title, the title of the album itself, gives rise to various interpretations and speculations. The word echo, which means reverberation, implies a deep meaning, a voice that is left behind, a memory that lives on, or perhaps a message that wants to continue to be heard even though the sender is out of reach. Some fans believe that this title is a reflection of Jin's condition while undergoing military service, away from the camera spotlight, but his voice still lives on in the hearts of fans. Others say that Echo is a symbol of the Jin's unquenchable influence, even though her body is not on screen. There are also those who think that Echo implies Jin's relationship with other BTS members, that although they are now going through their respective paths, the echo of their togetherness can still be felt through the songs that Jin will release in the middle of the draft. Could this be a specific strategy? What makes it all the more interesting, and at the same time raises question marks, is the timing of the release. Jin is still serving his military service, and many are wondering, how is it possible for this album to be released while he is still serving? Some fans suspect that this project was actually prepared for a long time. Jin may have recorded all the songs and finished the production before he was officially in charge. So this release became a form of delayed reward, which can now finally be enjoyed. However, some began to suspect, is this really Jin's pure work, or is it just a post-production take advantage of to maintain his existence in the entertainment industry? This question also developed into a heated controversy in various forums. But one thing is certain, Jin's name is too powerful to ignore. Fan theory. From secret collaborations to songs for BTS members, as always, any big news from BTS is sure to be followed by a flood of theories from fans. This time was no different. Some ARMY believe that Echo will present a surprising collaboration, maybe even with one of the BTS members who is on military leave. Jungkook and Jimin appear as two strong candidates who are said to have met Jin secretly. There is also speculation that one of the songs on the Echo album will be a musical love letter from Jin to the other BTS members. The song was supposedly made the night before he left for the army and became one of the most emotional tracks on the album. There has been no official confirmation from HYBE's side, but of course this speculation makes the army even hotter. In the literal and emotional sense, global impact. International media began to highlight news about Jin's new album has even spread to foreign media. Billboard, Rolling Stone, and NME began running speculative reviews. Some have called this one of the most emotional and mysterious comebacks in modern K-pop history. Meanwhile, Google Trends showed an incredible surge in searches related to the names Jin, BTS, and Echo. Even before the official teaser was released, the name of this album had already occupied the #1 trending topic in more than 40 countries. This is proof that even though the Jin are silent, their influence still resonates and divides geographical boundaries. What can be expected from the Echo? While there has been no confirmation of details about the song's content, tracklist, or musical style, observers predict that Echo will blend the emotional classic side of Jin with more mature sonic experimentation. Songs with magnificent orchestras, sad acoustic guitar passages, to synth-pop explorations are predicted to decorate this album. Many hope that this album will not only be a medium of outpouring of heart, but also a marker of Jin's transition to a more mature and free musical stage. ARMY. Are you ready to get burned by Echo? Jin's return through Echo is not just about music. It's about the struggle of maintaining existence in silence. About love that lives despite distance and time. About a voice that never really disappeared, only delayed to echo louder. May 2025 will no longer be just spring. It will be the month when the world is burned by a long-missed sound. And now, one important question remains. When the Echo comes, are you ready to hear it? BTS's Echo, Jin, a real masterpiece or just a sensation? The world asks, ARMY split. As news of BTS's second solo album, Echo, began to spread like a big wave, one thing became clear. The world was not only cheering, but questioning. Behind the fanfare, in the midst of the exploding enthusiasm of the ARMY, other voices slowly began to emerge. Voices full of questions, doubts, and even conspiracies. The question is no longer simply, when is the release? But changed to, is this really real? And what exactly is going on behind the scenes? Comeback or commodity? When sincerity is a question, it is undeniable that BTS is a global force that has changed the face of the world music industry. Their every move always attracts attention. However, it is precisely because of that power that many have questioned whether the news of the Echo album is really purely from Jin's creative impulse. Or is it designed as part of a strategy to maintain HYBE's relevance in the midst of BTS's vacuum due to conscription? Is it true that Jin, who is undergoing military service, has the time and access to compose, record, and produce an album completely? Or is it an old product that is kept and will only be released now to seize the moment? And further, is this release intended as a form of Jin's love for the ARMY? Or is it just a business move to keep Jin's name trending, maintain branding, and fill a temporary void? ARMY reaction, moved or confused. It is undeniable that many soldiers were moved to tears reading this news. Social media is full of proud sayings, reaction videos, and passionate theories about the contents of the Echo album. However, on the other hand, not a few ARMY also began to show signs of doubt. Jin hasn't even appeared to the public yet, but why is it that suddenly a full album is ready for release? Is this really the inner voice of Jin, or the voice of the industry that wants to stay relevant? If this is indeed from Jin, why isn't there a teaser from him himself? Why all so quietly? These questions are not to blame, but as a form of love for fans who want to know the truth behind their idols. ARMY is not just a passive consumer. They are an intelligent community that cares about the authenticity and integrity of their artists. The rise of conspiracy theories, a disconcerting echo behind the euphoria, various conspiracy theories began to emerge. Some fans even mentioned that the album was composed by the agency and uses AI voice enhancement to complete the unfinished vocal parts. Although there is no strong evidence, but this theory is enough to make the online community crowded to discuss the validity of the album. Then another theory emerged, that Echo was not actually a new piece, but rather pieces of songs that Jin had left over from last year, compiled and repackaged to appear fresh. Is this true? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear, transparency from the agency is really needed. Otherwise, this supposedly happy news can turn into a boomerang of controversy. International media, support or fry. Even the international media is silent. Some welcomed the positive and cited Jin as an example of the dedication of an artist who remains productive despite the limitations. But not a few are beginning to question the motives of this release. HYB using Echo as a strategy to compensate for BTS's complete absence. Is this part of a larger plan put in place to maintain their market power in the global arena? And was Jin fully aware of every process that took place during the production of this album? All the questions are like a constant echo, creating tension behind the scenes. Reflection. What are we really listening to?